Oh, look at this. The barn would be nice because we already have a signpost here, right? So we could put the barn here. We would have the green thing and we would have the yellow thing. So they would actually complement each other. Hey everyone, this is Thecos. Today I will present to you Wild West Tycoon. This is a game by Logical Fox, and you may already recognize that name because I have already shown off Park Ranger on the channel, another game by them, and there are also like 2 further games by them I have in my pipeline. So keep an eye out for those. This is a game where you are the mayor of a Wild West town and you're like investing in buildings. So essentially you're like building, like putting buildings down and also signposts and everything like gives you like points here. You're also building a poker hand at the same time. So you're doing a lot of things with just these 18 cards. But before we get started, as usual, grab yourself a cup of tea and let's do this. All right, there we go. So I will structure the video in a similar way as usual. I will first like show you how the game plays, then I will play the game, and at the end I will give you my review of it. All right, so regarding setup, I will not do a montage today because the setup is actually very, very simple. All we do for the setup is we take these playing cards. By the way, I said 18, but actually these are just 16. So we just shuffle these cards here. So let me just give them a shuffle like this and a cut. And then I will just put the deck up here. We will draw from that. And that is the setup. That is already it. So what we do is the following. We are now always like drawing 2 cards, and the cards have 2 sides. They have like this side here with like these signposts here and also these trees, the shrubbery here. And then also on the other side, we have then a building. We have like something here, like a scoring condition, so to speak. And up here we have a symbol. Also we have like a biome in the background. You see here like this yellow one. And here we have like the green one. And also like at the bottom of the card, like when it's like turned around, you see like also a rank of a poker hand, right? For example, here would be the jack, or here would be the queen. That is pretty much everything you see on a card. And during a turn, we always take 2 cards. One of them we have to place with the shrubbery and with the shrubbery side up and the signpost, and the other one with the building. And we can do that like in any orientation like we want to. We can also turn that over. We can turn these, right? That's what we do. There's several things we want to look out for. First of all, we want to look out for these signposts. We get points for that building being in the correct direction. For example, bank in that direction is here. We can gain a point for that. Per signpost, we can get two points, I think, right? So 2 banks we can have to the right of here. All the other banks wouldn't score. Second thing is shrubbery. We will have different trees here. There are 6 different trees. We can have 5 of them, and each one, like each unique one of them, grants us 1 point. If we had it like this, like 2 cactuses here, this will only be 1 point instead of 2. The third thing we're looking at is like what is written on the sign here. This can be, for example, like this dollar sign here, which means if we have a dollar sign anywhere here in the top row, like here, then we get a point for that as well. Also, we are looking for things like this here, for example, where this says like this type of biome, so to speak, like this gray mountain one here, gives us one point as well. If we have it up here, we would have it here. We would not have it like this. And the last thing we're doing, we will have 5 buildings here at the bottom at the end of the game, and we will play we will like look at the poker hand and get points for that. You will find like the points for the poker hand in the rules over here. And if I haven't missed anything, that's everything we're looking for. It sounds like a lot, but once we get into the flow of the game is actually quite simple. But there's still like a lot of depth because they're looking at a lot of things. We play the game for 5 rounds, so we will have 10 cards here because each round we're taking 2 cards, we're placing them, and then at the end, when we have placed the 10th card, we will score. And of course, what I have mentioned is you can only add the cards to the very right or very left of your row. All right, with that, let's get started. All right, so we will take the first 2 cards, the ones we already looked at. We will have to put like one of them with the shrubbery side up and one of them with the building side, right, with the town side. So Let's just see what we can do here. So the bank to the right, we said like this would be a good thing, right? Like the first card is always kind of difficult to do. The ranch would also be here on the other side. At the moment, we don't know yet like what we will get here, right? We can like, glance at the top card here. There is another ranch and another bank, right? But the bank would have the cactus again. The ranch would have a different tree. So why don't we take the ranch? So I will just put these two here in the middle. And that was already turn 1 of 5. It's a very quick game. Okay, then here. It would make sense to put the ranch here like this, right? Then we would have a ranch there and a ranch there. But then again, like 2 different sides. I don't know if it's that great. We also have a ranch here in this direction. But with that tree. I don't know. Okay, we could work on that. But also let's see what else we have. The barn and the sheriff. They're both not on this card here, right? So, but we have a barn here. Okay, that would be okay. And here we would have, yeah, well, the ranch again, right? But that could be a thing. We could do it like this. Here we are looking for this greenish biome, which would be the sheriff, actually. Also, it would be the barn. Oh, look at this. The barn would be nice because we already have a signpost here, right? So we could put the barn here. We would have the green thing and we would have the yellow thing. So they would actually complement each other. So now I would like to not have this one here, but this one up there. But the mine and carriage we don't have yet. But we would have 2 different trees. That would be very nice, actually. You know? Also, we want to take a look down here. At the moment, we would have 2 kings. That's fine. That's a pair already. But we want to have like 3 of a kind, 4 of a kind, or maybe like a full house or something. So let's see. What do we do here? Bank ranch. Yeah, we could do the ranch thing here. But then we would have the same tree twice, right? But this would actually do us good if we just find another ranch here later on. So let's put this one right here. Like this. All right. Okay, 4 of 10 cards down. Let's continue. So here we would have another ranch. We would have more different trees. Except for that one, we would have loads of different trees. Another barn would be nice here maybe. Okay, let's see what this side has to offer. Carriage, mine. We don't have any of those yet. These all don't help us too much. Okay, can we do anything with our poker hand? Not that much either. But having like a yellow up here would not be too bad, right? Or like a greenish one, this one here, right? That would be okay. Here we would have, we would have a mine actually. What we could do is we could put the mine over here and the signpost over here. But all the same tree. No, we don't want that. We don't want that. How about we do it differently, like this? No, wait. But the sheriff. No, we don't want that either. Let's find the other way here. We have a bank here. Bank. See? That would be okay. See, but the barn is in this, must be in this direction. So what I will do is I'll move all of these here. And then I would put the barn maybe here and the bank there. See? Because now we do have that yellow thing again. We have the S, which we also, like the dollar sign, which we also get points for. So this like scores like double here, this one. And also we have the bank there and the barn there. I think that's pretty nice, actually. We have 2 different trees now. That's good. And for the poker hand, we have king, 9. So we will not be able to get like get a flush, or we will not be able to get a straight. But we could maybe get another 9 for 2 pairs. Maybe another 9, a third 9, or a third king for a full house. Let's see. Let's look at the poker hand first here. This king. I would like to have this king here at the bottom for 3 of a kind. This yellow one we have there. Let's see. Ranch. We could put a ranch here. And the barn would also be good. But I want... Oh, no, wait. We go to this side then. Bank. We have 1 bank. And we have a barn. 2 barns. How about this here? That's also a different tree. Like, we could do it like this. So now we would have a 3 of a kind. Right? We would have another barn here. How about the mine? We don't have a mine yet. That's fine. But I think that isn't too bad. I think that works quite well. And that's already almost it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just 2 more cards. Last round. And you see there's still loads more cards here, but we don't get to see them this round. So let's see. Can we get another 9? We could get another 9. Look at this. And that would be a barn. Barn to the left here. We have like loads of barns. And then let's see here. Here, barn. We could have another one. And a tree we don't have. That's nice. And also we could have a bank instead on ranch. But like a barn is perfect. That gives us like the most points, right? So we could do it actually like this. I think that would work. Like that. See? There we go. This would now be our Wild West town that we have just built. Nice. So now we would do all of the scoring. All right, let's start with the billboards here outside the houses, right? So this one gives me 1 point for each yellow one. We have that twice. So that's 2 points. Then another one here for the yellow ones, another 2 points. Then here for the green ones, we only have 1. That's 1 point. Then here, yellow again, that's another 2 points. And here for the dollar signs, we only have 1. All right. So for the billboards, we have 8 points. All right. So now we continue with the trees. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 different trees. So that is 4 points. Let me just put that right here. Okay. Then next up, we have the guideposts here, right? So let's check the ones to the left first. So ranch, we get 1 point. Ranch, another point. Barn, that's 3 points. So we're at 5 points. And another 6 points for the barns here. So we're now at 11 points. Okay, not bad. 11 points. And then we also do them to the right. Barn, we have 1 there. That's 1 point. Bank, we get like 1 point each. That's 3 points. That is it. So that means here we are at 14. Right? 14. And the last thing we do is our poker hand. So we take a look at our poker hand. We have 3 kings and 2 nines. That is a full house, which is really good. Because if you look at the full house here, that's 10 points. Nice. The highest we could have is a royal flush with 13 points. So we are with 10 points, we're really good. The worst would be like 2 points. So we get another 10 points. Let me put those right here. So that means if we put all of that together, we are at 24, 28, 36 points, which must be a mistake because that is really good. That is really good. Like doubling down on the barns was like the right thing to do. Because 36 points is really good. Let me show you why. Because in the rules here, where is it? Over here. You see like the final scoring, right? And you put all of that together and then you check like out where you are. And with 36 points, we're like way above the mayor, which is like the highest point value here. Honestly, the other one, the Park Ranger game, was a lot harder to like score high. This one is a lot easier to score high, in my opinion. Unless I made a rules mistake, which I don't think, to be honest. So this concludes my playthrough of the game Wild West Tycoon. But what are my final thoughts on the game? Well, let me tell you. Just like Park Ranger, Wild West Tycoon is a very simple and satisfying solo game. In essence, the game is incredibly straightforward. You pick 2 cards, place them into your row, and after 5 rounds and 10 cards, the game is already over. So this is very quick to learn, very quick to play, and very easy to bring to the table. But even though the rules are simple, there's quite a bit of depth here. I would actually say this one is a little bit deeper than Park Ranger, because there are several things you need to keep an eye on at the same time. It matters where you place your buildings and signposts, but you also have to pay attention to the features in the top half of the cards, the type of tree shown there, and then also the poker hand here at the bottom. And that poker hand mechanism is probably my favorite little twist here. I think that is very clever and adds a lot to the puzzle. I also like the format. Again, this comes in a very small flip box with only 16 cards, and since it doesn't take up a lot of table space, you can play it almost anywhere. That's always something I appreciate in small solo games. The theme and the art style are also quite charming. I like Wild West themes anyway, and this one has a nice little look that just fits the puzzle well. All in all, Wild West Tycoon is a small, simple and satisfying solo game that plays quickly but still gives you meaningful decisions. It's easy to learn, easy to set up, and has a nice amount of depth for such a tiny package. So if you enjoyed what you saw today and you like small solo games that are quick to play but still have a clever puzzle behind them, this may definitely be one to look at. You can currently get this game at the Game Crafter if you're based in the US, but if you're based in Germany or in Europe, you can also get it at Wooden Tree Games. They also have the game there. And well, that concludes my playthrough of Wild West Tycoon. Thank you so much for watching and for sticking to the very end. As usual, I would like to thank you all for your support. Especially I want to give a shout out to my generous patrons. The biggest thanks go to Thecos for supporting me at the highest tier. Thank you so much for that. I truly appreciate that. You can also support me by watching, liking, and commenting on my videos, subscribing to my channel, supporting me on Patreon, and joining my Discord server to hang out with me and my really cool community. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the very next video or my Discord server. Take care, everyone. Stay safe and cheers.